Alright guys, name is Tyler aka Nanogenix, and today guys, I thought we could take a break from the normal gameplay, summons, even vlogs, all that stuff, and today actually do a discussion, again, a speculation on who we think could be the extreme tech type and the super fizz type for Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Now just to preface the timeline of this video, I'm recording this on the 11th. So hopefully there's no new announcement. I'm sure if I've already edited it and put everything together, I still will probably want to get it on YouTube. Anyways, so moving forward, if somehow you stumbled upon this and is significantly past that date, and we already know, it's not really interesting to see if I got it right, but let's go ahead and let's hop in by naming off the current 4 extreme leads we know of and current 4 super leads we know of. So the 4 extreme leads that we currently know of right now that we have in the game, I'm sitting here looking at my game. Anyways, is the Intelligence Kid Buu, the Strength Janemba, the AGL Super 17, and the Physical Final Form Cooler. So we're gonna talk about. I have five picks basically. I have 5 characters I think could be the Extreme Tech type, and I have 5 characters I think could be the Super Fizz type. As far as super types go, our Tech one is the SSJ3 Angel Goku. The Intelligence one is the Super Gogeta. AGL one is Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and Strength is Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So did I say on AGL? Did I say Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta? Hopefully I did. SSJ 4 for Vegeta. Anyways. So let's go ahead. Let's hop in. I put these in for the most part. Likeliness of it, unlikeliness of it to likeliness of it. So what I think will probably be the least likely to happen, all the way down to what I think will almost be spot on to what it is for both types. So without any further ado, guys, before we hop into this list, if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. As I'm filming this, we're sitting around 87.5. So we are incredibly close to that 90,000 landmark, and then we are on that hashtag road to 100,000 subs. Let's dive in, guys. So for extreme types, my least likely thing to happen, and one I put a kind of just crazy one in here for both of them that I don't think is likely. Neither one of these are even in the game yet, but is Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. could absolutely and totally be a 120 lead. He's something that I've seen a lot. People ask me about him a lot, but the thing about it is I think once he's actually in the game, I could see people staying away from that banners because it is Garlic Jr. and he's not like this big character, right? Like you see Super Gogeta and you're like, holy crap, I want Super Gogeta. You see Janemba, and even with Janemba, even though he has only his one movie and of course an abundance of games, his only one movie, and you just kind of just stay away from Garlic Jr., but you like really lean towards Janemba and Super Gogeta. And I don't know, I just really wanted to include him on this list as the least likely, but still the potential to actually happen. Now, when we're talking about this, I already said 120 leads, but this is the leads where we've already seen where they are 120% to HP, TAC, and defense to their respective types. So for this, to extreme tech, for extreme types, and then for super types, they would be +1 key, 50% to HP, TAC, and defense. Anyways, I'm all over the place right now. So that's what we're looking at here for the extreme type. So Garlic Jr. is my least likely pick. After him is Meta Cooler. Now, Meta Cooler is actually in the game. He's actually in the game as pretty much every form if you farm up his story event, as well as his intelligence one, which actually just got a Dokkan Awaken from the Dokkan Battlefield a couple of months ago. So he is someone that could actually happen. And also to note, moving forward, all but one of the next 9 characters I'm going to talk about are already in the game. And the reason why I went this route is because looking at the current leads, Kid Buu, he already had a Dokkan Awakenable Fizz type and a Dokkan Awakenable AGL type. He had already had a Dokkan Fest for him. Final Form Cooler had his Tech type and had his Intelligence type, SSJ3 Goku. Now granted, the other 2 weren't Angel, if I remember correctly, the Strength and the AGL one, but they already had Dokkan Festivals, already had Dokkan Festival banners, and already had their own 50 or 47 events and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm using as my reference for building out this list. So Meta Cooler is definitely someone that could absolutely end up being the extreme tech type. Now, as far as I think Meta Cooler has maybe a little bit more hype behind him than say Final Form Cooler does. And I can just tell you just from looking at friends list, looking at and guest lists, looking at just views here on YouTube, Final Form Cooler didn't have a whole lot of hype behind him. Neither did really Kid Buu. Definitely didn't touch anywhere near say the SSJ3 Goku, the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku, let's see, obviously Super Gogeta and Janemba. You see a lot. I feel like I see a lot of those on my friends list, and Janemba even still is kind of like on the lower tier. I definitely right now I'm still seeing a ton of SSJ4 Vegetas, a ton of SSJ4 Gokus, and a ton of Super Gogetas. My next one after Metacooler is Super Android 13. Hear me out on this one because let me pick this up because about 2 months ago there was a leak. Not a leak, but it was an image from a Jump magazine where it showed off the Intelligent Super Saiyan God Goku Dokkan Awaken, the Whis Dokkan Awaken, and on that page, as well as the Android 17 Dokkan Awaken from the Cell Medals, and on that page was a Super Android 13 that was getting a Dokkan Awaken, the TEQ type, if I remember correctly, from Dokkan Battlefield medals. So, them building out a 120 Super Android 13 lead is not the most ridiculous thing ever, just to be truthfully honest with you guys. It's really not. So that's another one I could see possibly happening. Still, those three I feel like are the least likely as compared to these two that I'm about to say right here. And I feel like these two are almost spot on, probably close to being what they could absolutely be. Starting off with Super Baby Vegeta, or Super Baby 2 is what he's called. His intelligence form is called in the actual game itself. He's only in this game as let's see, the AGL unit that can Dokkan Awaken, as well as the intelligence unit that you have to summon for that can Dokkan Awaken. That's actually really awesome. It has the golden Nizaro possibility and stuff like that, but totally possible that they could pull that out because that is a very hyped thing. Bring back an SSJ4 GT with, like, I don't know. It wouldn't make too much sense to have Vegeta on there because Vegeta doesn't go SSJ4 until the Omega, until the Shadow Dragon Saga. But still, they could pull out some other banner to be a double Dokkan Fast or something like that. Or just be fair and just have it 1v1 banner and have Super Baby Vegeta on it, as well as all of them, and him be the 120 lead. After him, though, is a Perfect Cell. So we've seen Perfect Cell as a demigod, as a strength unit. We've seen him as the intelligence unit, which really gets no use. Also the tech unit, which is a nuker. And it's totally possible, especially with Kid Buu getting the intelligence one, they give Perfect Cell a tech one. I don't know. I could totally see it happening. I feel like the hype behind Cell is still pretty high because, again, another thing that we talk about a lot too in these videos is they have to think it from a business model, from a selling point. And Perfect Cell definitely sells. He would sell more than Cooler, Garlic Jr., Android 13, I feel like. So I feel like Super Baby Vegeta, though, I feel like there's quite a bit of hype behind him. So I could see if he was a 120 lead and they did it all right and they made him look cool and his super be cool and all that stuff, he could sell as well. But I do think Perfect Cell is a definitely likely candidate for the Extreme Tech type. Now, hopefully I'm right to some extent on one of these. I don't know, guys. Let me know down below. This is as much as me kind of doing a discussion and talking about what I think as it is to hear back from you guys down below is what you think it'll be. So let's hop into what I think the super physical type might be. The first one being the most off-the-wall thing and straight from the manga, because we haven't actually seen it in the actual show, but is Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Now this is obviously my least likely thing to happen for Super Fizz, but it could still totally happen. I can see people being a little bit upset if it's not Super Saiyan God Goku. If it is still the Super Saiyan God form, but it's Vegeta instead of Goku. But I would love to see that. I think that would actually be really cool for them to make a Super Saiyan God Vegeta, bring it into the game, and make it the 120 Super Fizz lead, especially given the fact that he would probably have a lot of good links that would go with the other physical types. And hear me out too. I mean, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is a thing in this game, and that's not a real thing. Super Saiyan Bardock. I mean, there's so many things that are kind of like the one-off type stuff. And this was actually in the Dragon Ball Super manga, so manga, however you guys want to say it. So totally could happen. After that, I have Beerus. Beerus obviously has his strength type. He had his tech type as a Dokkan Festival. That Dokkan Awaken the strength one as well. And Beerus, I could see them doing this because he kind of needs some love. And I don't know. I think it'd be really cool. I think that they could give him decent links that will link up with the other physical type characters. And I don't know. I think that would be really, really cool to show him some love and give him that 120 lead spot. Beyond him, and this is getting into probably the three that I think are the most likely. And I combined two together because they're the same character, but that's Super Saiyan God Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, or just a Super Saiyan Blue version of Goku in general. Now, granted, he has the 100, he has the demigod, quote unquote demigod. I don't really know that we're calling him that anymore, since at this point with the 120s. I feel like he wouldn't necessarily call them the demigods, but still, I know he does have his plus 100% form of Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, and then of course Super Saiyan God Goku, the physical free one, did just get a Dokkan Awaken, as well as the intelligence one. But I'm still holding out for the fact that the Super Saiyan God Goku is going to get a very salty lead. Now, whether it's this 120 kind of meta we're in right now, or the new meta that happens, what I assume will happen after the 2.5 year on JP, but Super Saiyan God Goku is totally candidate to be a 120 lead. And if not Super Saiyan God, then Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, one of those three forms for Goku to be another 120 lead. Beyond that is Ultimate Gohan. I feel like Ultimate Gohan is very deserving of this. His intelligence type, Fizz type, and AGL types don't really get ran as much anymore. The intelligence one for sure, just because of the Super Gogeta releasing, and he definitely does fit nice into that 120 super intelligence team. But I can totally see them giving him a nice refresher and bringing out a 120 Ultimate Gohan lead to throw into that physical spot. And for the final one, and I don't know if I guess this is the quote-unquote most likely to happen, but since they just did it with Super Gogeta, to wrap things up, to round things off for the 120 leads, a Super Vegito physical type. Now, this is something we talked about a while back, and it ended up happening with Gogeta, but I kept saying it's totally possible, guys. We're talking about all these brand new characters, and maybe these characters that had not strong types, or not strong cards, finally, you know, getting their chance to be strong. And then we saw it with Super Gogeta just 2 weeks ago. Now it might be the time that Super Vegito gets a small refresher. He's still amazing. He's still fantastic. He really doesn't need to have a brand new card in the game yet, but they could totally do it. Give him that physical spot for the 120 lead, round out the 120% super types, and give Super Vegito his spot there. It'd be actually pretty crazy, and I don't know. And he would link up well with Blue. He would link up well with the Super Saiyan Gotenks. Like, he would really link up great on a physical team. So that's kind of where it's coming from with that too. Granted, I know the AGL one is still very much so in the meta, still a very strong card, still doesn't really need a new card come out in this game. But as far as links go, and just strength and like, oh my gosh, could you imagine how well a Super Vegito physical type with even just the same links or similar links to the AGL one would fit onto a mono Fizz super team with Blue, Super Saiyan Gotenks, and just everyone. Oh, it'd be awesome. Anyways, those are my kind of speculations, my suggestions, everything else for who the Extreme Tech and Super Fizz types should be. Guys, I want to hear back from you guys down below in the comment section. I want to see what you guys are thinking for those two types. I am thinking we will know what they are towards the end of this week coming up, because the Gogeta stuff goes away on the 22nd. The Broly stuff goes away on, I believe, the 28th. So it's definitely going to be time for them to be bringing new banners and new cards into the game. So let's wait and let's find out. Guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting that like button. Like I said earlier, if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. Otherwise, you guys have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix here signing off, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.